Hello, hello. I've got quite a bit to do today. And the first job, and I'm hoping this doesn't take me all day, is replacing this, which is the control panel for my diesel heater, because it doesn't work. The make of diesel heater that I bought was the same for the Transit and same for the Vivaro. And I bought them based on recommendations that I'd been given or videos that I'd seen from other YouTubers that said that their product was pretty good. But I've changed my mind on it. The company in question are called Max Speeding Rods, and I'm not here to sort of slate them or their customer service, but about 6 months ago I asked them for a replacement one of these. They told me that my warranty had expired, so they wouldn't send me out one for free. However, they did say that they would send me a new one of these sent directly from China, which would cost me £40 plus delivery. £40 for this cheap bit of plastic. So I declined, and it's not worked since. Because you can buy a brand new diesel heater from them for like £120, so why would I pay £40 just for this? So I decided what I would do is I'd buy a brand new diesel heater from them, and then just literally take the control panel out of it, plug it straight into the van, and then use the remaining parts of the diesel heater as spares for breakdowns or for any future builds that I might do. That's what's in this box. But here's where the issue comes in. They have upgraded their control panel. And it's probably because they probably got a lot of complaints from people telling them that this was useless. You couldn't get a replacement because it had a certain fitting. Because obviously you can find these online for like £5 on eBay, but they've all got the wrong fitting, which was the issue. And in order for you to just swap out the fitting and maybe just even cut the wires and solder this one onto another control panel. From everything that I read, it said that it wouldn't work with the diesel heater that's in there. You would have to change the heating matrix in the heater to get it to work. So that ruled that out. So I've bought this new heater, but because now it has a new control panel, does that mean this will not work with the existing heater even though it's from the same company? I already know that the wiring loom is going to be different because obviously the input for that needs to match that, and the one that's in there, those two won't match. So I'm hoping that this job will be fairly straightforward and I just have to replace this wire and this, and hopefully I don't have to replace the whole diesel heater, because getting this in the van would mean I have to take out my driver's seat, I have to re-pipe in everything, I need to connect my fuel lines, all of that nonsense, which I don't want to do because that's a huge job. If the diesel heater wasn't positioned underneath my driver's seat, it would still probably be a fairly big job, but the fact that I'd have to take the seat out on this makes me really not want to do that. So first thing, I'm going to just sort of dummy run it and just see if I can get it up and running and see if it will actually run the diesel heater that's in there. Let's keep everything crossed. But at the same time, I'm in two minds, because if this doesn't work with the existing diesel heater in there, do I just send them this back and say, do you know what, keep your product, I'll go elsewhere? Because I am tempted to do that based on the customer service, because it wasn't great. Right, let's do this. Now I am hoping that this doesn't take me all day, because there are other jobs I want to get done on the van as well, because the whole point of doing this is I'm sort of getting the van ready for winter, because it's already getting cold. Obviously for this time of year the heating is the most important thing, so that's why I'm doing this first. I can get to me wires. This is one of the brilliant things I love about building my own vans. It means that when things go wrong, or if I need to change things, I know how to fix it because I built it in the first place. So the first wire I'm going to connect is this one that goes into the diesel heater. Please be the right fitting. This might be the first hurdle that we come across. So this here is the connector I've got at the moment. They look similar, but this one's black and that one's white. That's a little bit concerning. I know it's only a colour difference, but if they look slightly different, that makes me think that they're not going to fit. So, moment of truth, will this fit in there? Right, that fits, so that's a good sign. I hope that's a good sign. Okay, so now what we need to do is disconnect this cable here, which goes into the fuel pump, and pop this one on. That should be fairly straightforward. It's got like this little locking pin on it. I need to add some female spade connectors to these. There's a live and an earth wire, and they will go into the switch, which is for the diesel heater. I do enjoy working on this van. I do enjoy doing like little jobs like this where I just mend things. But I enjoy it being a little job. I do not enjoy having to rip out a whole diesel heater and replace it with another one, because that's just not going to be fun for me. Especially if I need to use the van later and I haven't got anywhere to sit because the driver's seat needs to be taken out. I kind of want this whole project today to be done and dusted in one day. And it all comes down to whether this works or not. It is a cold day, but as soon as you start working, it does quickly warm up. Right, let's have a look at this. Okay, that's worked. So firstly, unplug the old diesel heater, plug this one in. This needs to go to a ground. So that's all that connected. Get here. Obviously I'll tidy all these wires up once I've done this. So that should just plug into there somehow, like so. Right. So I'm just going to turn, let me take this off. So I'm just going to turn the switch on the switchboard, and this should come on. There's an on button on it. Oh, I've not put the live feed to it. Silly Sean, silly boy. Right, turn the switch back off. I thought I had a big problem there. Right, we now have power going to the switch. Right, okay, it's on. On.
Start heating.
Right, it says it's starting to heat. I can't hear anything. I probably need to prime the lines, but I can't even hear the fan kicking in. So, as I expected,
Start heating.
I mean, that's annoying, but yeah, it doesn't work. I was really hoping that the wiring loom would have just done it. Now, because of that, I've got to take my seat out, get this out, connect all of my pipes, connect all of my exhaust, my intake. I've got to get underneath the van and unscrew everything. It's like a massive job, which I don't want to do. Really didn't want to have to do this today, but I guess I have no choice. So that's put me in a great mood, by the way. Whenever you build vans or you maintain vans or anything like this, nothing's ever as straightforward as you think it's going to be. I now have to connect all of this so that I can get it installed. But I need to get the old one out first because I need to get the turret out of it. pain, hey? One of the most annoying bits about taking these chairs out is that they have like a little locking plate that goes in underneath them. I need a breaker bar. Yeah, so they have these little locking plates that go in underneath them, and you've got to kind of get your hand under there and line them up. It's a right faff. Getting them out, not so much, but getting them back in, a right faff. This is turning into a full dismantle of my camper van, because in order for me to get the seat out and get to the front bolts, I need to take the power station out, like so. If you never see or hear from me again in this camper van, it's because I've lost the plot and just destroyed it. Oh, get out of it! Oh, I snagged on that. Oh my god! Get out of it. Now, there's nothing I like more than after a very sort of stressful day working on my van than to sit down of an evening and have a drink. And most of the time that's either a beer or a glass of wine. But over Christmas, I normally like something a little bit stronger. And that's where today's video sponsor comes in, Whiskey 52. Now, we all know you've heard of Beer 52 and Wine 52. But did you know they did a whiskey club as well? And how would you like a free bottle of whiskey for Christmas? My friends over at Whiskey 52 are offering you a free bottle of Scottish single malt whiskey. Simply go to www.whisky52.com/lovewhiskey and just cover the postage to get your free bottle of whiskey. Every month, Whiskey 52 release a never before tasted whiskey for their members to enjoy. And this month, they've worked with Black Knock's master distiller, Nick Savage, to deliver a classic but punchy lowland single malt. Let's give it a go, shall we? I forgot I wasn't pouring wine and I actually poured quite a bit. But let's give it a go. It actually smells quite sweet on the nose. That's really nice. If I look at the tasting notes, it actually says that it's got refreshing apple, floral grass continues, and hints of coconut. With Whiskey 52 as well, you don't just get the whiskey, you also get full tasting notes and an interview with the distillery. In the magazine, there's also a lot of information about other distilleries in here as well, so it's very interesting. But even after all of that, if you're still unsatisfied, you can simply pause or cancel at any time. So that's www.whisky52.com/lovewhiskey to claim your free case now. That's whisky52.com/lovewhiskey. Thank you again to Whiskey 52 for not only sponsoring today's video, but also keeping me warm in my workshop. Right, back to this diesel heater. So there he is. So I need to get this out, disconnect it from underneath. These were a gift from my dad. They're just long reach posi drives for impact drivers, and ideally for jobs like this they're perfect. How did I get it in there? I chucked a load of CT1 underneath. I mean, that stuff will stick anything down and create any leaks. But the main thing is that my hole that I've made doesn't appear to be rusty, which is good. By getting this out, I've just ripped it apart. Piece of junk. Right, that's junk, that's junk. I mean, they look pretty similar, but they're clearly not. So I'm going to take this turret off. This is all the CT1 that I stuck in there to protect it, and to be honest, that actually did protect the metalwork of the van, so that's good. Another thing that people always say as well with these diesel heaters, come on. Another thing that people say about diesel heaters is that these green fuel lines are useless, is what people say. They say don't use them because they deteriorate. Now, I was told when I ordered this originally that this is actually an upgraded pipe. It's not like the normal really soft ones that you get. This has been on here for, well, nearly a year, and it's fine. There's no signs of any deterioration anywhere. And I had the same system on my Transit and I never had any problems with it. So I don't see a huge reason why I should change the fuel line. That's better. Now I am just going to copy what I've done on this one. But for reference, this is your pipe for your air intake. And the other one's for the exhaust. And this one, and the air intake's always closest to the fuel line, because you don't want your hot exhaust next to the fuel line. So that's probably the easiest way to remember that. I think a lot of this would have been a lot easier with mounting and everything if I just had some ramps for the van. It looks like it's going to rain in a minute as well, which makes it even more fun. Now the biggest part that I'm going to struggle with is connecting the fuel line that's currently running under the van. I could replace the whole lot, but I have checked it all and it all looks fine, so probably just going to see if I can get it connected without having to replace it. In an ideal world, that's what I want. Let's see if I can get this connected onto there. I need to get some like decent needle nose pliers or something to make this a lot easier. Okay, fuel line's on. Just need to get it all fed back through now. What I might do, because I left the bracket that this was connected to, I might disconnect this exhaust bit so I can feed it through the bracket that's still under the fan, and then just reconnect this underneath. Oh my god, it's hammering it down. Ugh. This is the problem with working outside. It just all of a sudden, and this is the problem with Cornwall, it's like nice and sunny and then all of a sudden it just like comes out of nowhere and it's like torrential. Definitely need to get some jacks, I think. Right, let's get this pipe down through here. Now that the diesel heater is in position and screwed down, and it's raining out here, I'm going to use this time to get the seat back in before I connect everything up underneath. You've got to just sort of make do with whatever weather you've got. And if it's raining outside, I'd much rather be in the van. Oh my god. Alright, so exhaust is now mounted. I had to put the old one back on because for some reason that pipe wouldn't stay on the other one, it kept falling off. Even with a Jubilee clip on it, it just wasn't tightening enough, so that one's now on there. And the inlet's on that side, just up there as well. And it's just started raining again. Right, before I sort of do all of the wiring and everything to make sure That's all piped in all nice and neat. I'm just going to see if I can get it fired up. Because I've not even tested it yet, it might not work. Right, that's that plugged in. Right, turn this on. Right. There we go. It's working now. Right, on.
Start heating.
Right, I can hear something. I guess it needs to be primed. I don't know how to do that on this one though. You can feel air coming out the bottom here. Can I change that to centigrade? Okay. I don't really want it to go for too long because it's kicking heat right out into my power station. Yep, we've got heat. So what happens is the pump goes mad while it heats up, and then it slows down once the diesel heater gets up to temperature. So I'm just going to turn it off. Well, that's good. It works, so I'm happy with that. There didn't seem to be loads of smoke bellowing outside either, so that's good. So here's one thing that I've noticed. This wire, which was from the last diesel heater, they've coated the wires in this like armour. I mean, it's only plastic, but it does protect the wires. The new wires aren't protected with anything. Nothing. Which, in my opinion, is not as good. So it did just come up with an error message, and apparently, and I think it's like just an air bubble in the line. So I need to prime the diesel lines. And I've had a look on YouTube because that's where I find out everything. And what I need to do apparently is hold down this bottom button and then add power. And it should create like a countdown. And there we go. So this should prime my diesel lines. Right. Okay, so it is all back together. It's all piped in nicely. I just tidied it up. I need to put that seat back. Right, so let's just give this a go. On.
Start heating.
It started. Right, so what I want to do is just pop outside and just check to see, well, that the exhaust is working properly, mainly. It's raining again. It is whistling a little bit, but I'm guessing that's just because it's heating up. So I'm sat at the front here because I'm just going to check out the window just to see if there's any smoke coming out or anything, but it all seems fine at the minute. Yeah, that's hot. I tell you what though, this happened last time when I installed the last diesel heater as well. The first time you power it up, it does smell. It's like hot rubber. Beautiful. We have heat in the van. No more freezing to death when I go camping. For whatever reason, it's still going. The heat's still coming out, but the pump stopped. Just stopped clicking. Oh, don't tell me I have to replace the pump as well. Okay, it's switching itself off. I don't know whether I hit the button or something, I don't know, but thing is though, with the other one, if there was ever an error or anything, it would tell you. The pump's going again now. I really don't get it. I guess I'm not really going to know what the issue is if there is an issue until I properly use it. So I don't really want to end this on a cliffhanger, but we'll just have to watch this space. Because I'm not going to devote any more time to this right now because this has taken me all day and I'm about to lose daylight. So I'm going to go into my house. So apologies if today's video was a little bit negative, but that was 100% a job I didn't want to have to do today. I was hoping it was just going to be a simple click. But like most things in life, You have to adapt to what hand you're dealt. Hopefully you'll come back next week and we can go camping, and then we'll see if it actually does work. Because that was the whole point of today, and if I can't get it to work, then that would be terrible. I had it working, and I've just had it working again, but I need to see if it'll actually go for a long period of time. So come back next week. If you did come here because you actually wanted to see a diesel heater be installed, then you might want to check out this video here, where I installed the diesel heater in the van originally. As always, thank you to everybody that supports the channel. You're all absolute legends. And I'll see you in the next video. Cheers!